Hello and welcome to my first episode of Smark Talk. And if somebody else is using this name, sorry, consider it Acidhedz Smark Talk or whatever. Basically, it's just going to be kind of an audio podcast, however you want to call it, about various things relating to pro wrestling from the point of view of someone who would be considered a smark and does not fucking care if you don't like it. Now, since some of you may not know what the hell a smark is, although if you're watching this, I highly doubt it, I will explain. Really, a smark is any pro wrestling fan who knows that it's not real. It is sometimes extended to be anyone who has an interest in the business beyond simple entertainment, much of the way someone who watches movies is also interested in storytelling, in the scripting of movies, the special effects, anything that happens behind the scenes, and has an appreciation or interest in pro wrestling in this case that goes beyond just watching it. At its most extreme, we are talking about a fanboy. In some cases, smarks can be real assholes about what they know, just like people in anything. If you like a book series, people that post spoilers are that kind of a smark in a way, because they've read it first and they don't care if they piss somebody off, or if somebody's seen a movie that hasn't been seen, and they're talking in a forum to people that haven't seen it yet. Anybody can be like that. Assholes come in all shapes, sizes, colors, and creeds. Now, a lot of pro wrestlers and people in the pro wrestling business don't like smarks, for the same reason a lot of people in the movie industry don't like critics. And for the most part, I would agree with some of their sentiments in that basically what they like to say is that if you haven't ever lived in the pro wrestling business and earned from being in the pro wrestling business, you have no right to talk shit about the pro wrestling business. And actually, I can kind of see their point, but at the same time, they're basically saying we should be able to get away with doing anything we want just because we're the ones doing it and you're not. You see, that's one of the arrogant things that I have come to hate about the modern pro wrestling business, is that it's not about them. Without us, the people that watch and pay for the tickets and the fans, even if smarks are not a majority of fans, internet smarks are not a majority, we're still we're still part of their fan base. And it has been true throughout history that if you do not listen to your most vocal and passionate fan base, you are ignoring the people who are most likely to tell you when you're doing something wrong. Which is not to say that there is not a lot of pretentiousness on both sides of that. There are a lot of smarks who think they know better than anybody else, just like there's movie critics who will slam a perfectly good, entertaining movie just because it isn't some piece of shit art house movie. Me, I'm the type of smark that I have an interest in the backstage stuff that happens in pro wrestling. I have an interest in pro wrestling being done to what my mind thinks is correctly. And I don't consider that to be arrogant. Everybody has their opinion on how they think things should be done. If you are an avid movie watcher, then and you're watching a movie and you see something that, is just a pet peeve of yours, then it's going to piss you off. That goes for any type of entertainment, and pro wrestling is a type of entertainment. So, the general fan base may not always align with the point of view of a smark, like myself, but we are the ones who are interested in it enough, both in watching it and in how they make the product, that when we see something that they're doing that we really think is wrong, and the smark community, tends to, in general, believe that they're doing something wrong, then that means that that is a sentiment that is going to be much wider spread. It's just that the more general audience is not going to care enough to say so. Which is the same for anything else. Smarks are always going to be the best sounding board for pro wrestling. To a degree. Okay, not necessarily for everything, but at least the ones like myself who have a very general, open view of pro wrestling and how it can be done right, we are the ones that, if we see something that, and we say, hold up, that's going to hurt you in the long run, or, I don't really think that's a good idea, just saying that we should shut the fuck up because we're not in the business is fucking insulting and rude. We've been watching it a long goddamn time. If we see something that is an incongruity, that we know that this hasn't worked in the past. We're part of the culture that's around us all the time. We're outside of the bubble. And when you're outside of the bubble, you're going to see what's in the bubble better than the people that are on the inside. Because you're going to see the whole fucking bubble. Not just the part of it that the people on the inside are seeing. So do I think that internet smarks who have never been in pro wrestling should be able to just flat out tell them what to do? Fuck no, it's their product. But at the same time, for them to ignore us just because of who we are is just every bit as fucking insulting and demeaning and ultimately, from every standpoint you can think of, stupid. Okay? So, I guess you have to take your side. Do you want to side with the pro wrestling industry who think that they should be able to just do whatever they want without ever being criticized for it? Or are you going to side with the smarks, the good smarks, who just think it's appropriate that when you're talking about an entertainment industry, that it should be correct, it is correct for people to stop and go, hang on a minute, you need to take a better look at what you're doing because you're kind of fucking things up here. We're just trying to help. And you thinking that you know everything and that you're the fucking master of the universe of pro wrestling just because you've been in it for a while is bullshit. Everybody has an opinion, and everybody has the ability to criticize what they're watching. If it's a valid point, you should listen. I don't give a fuck where that point is coming from. If it is a valid point, therein lay the key thing here. If it's just a smark being an asshole and has nothing to back up what he's saying, by all means ignore him. But if you're talking about somebody, a fan watching the show, that's going, hold on a minute, that's kind of dumb and bullshit, and gives you valid reasons that you should listen, just dismissing that viewpoint, that opinion, just because he's a smark, is every bit as fucking stupid as the rude asshole. Okay? That's my viewpoint on the whole smark versus mark and insider thing. Good critics are the ones who point out flaws and try to help you get past them. And dismissing all internet smarks, all smarks in general, just because some are assholes and some are know-it-alls and try to think that they should be able to tell the pro wrestlers and the promoters and stuff what to do. Dismissing all of us just because some are like that is bullshit. Like I said, if it's a valid point and you're dismissing it just because of where it's coming from, then you're the one that's being an idiotic asshole, not us. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. By all means, please leave suggestions for topics in the comments. You can also leave replies to my viewpoints in the comments as per usual. If you haven't gathered, I am not fond of trolls, not just in, I don't like people who can't have a valid thing to say. Exactly the same thing here. If you don't have a valid point that you can back up, then don't fucking say anything at all. Because if you say something, I will get back at you, and I will be nasty if you be nasty with me. I have an eye for an eye philosophy on this sort of thing, so if you don't want me fucking with you, don't fuck with me. If you like trolling people, by all means, I'll eat your ass for breakfast, because I do not have a problem with taking on a troll. I'm very good at it. So, if you have something positive to say, please say so. If you have something negative to say, be forewarned. And, upvote, downvote if you want. Share this with your friends. Put it on the forums if you want. Subscribe if you want more of the like. And I am also interested in music. I put up music videos. I do albums of different kinds of music. And I put up songs and such. I am interested in horror fiction and storytelling. I put up stuff about that. Sometimes I do rants and, discussions on interesting topics. A variety of things I put up here on YouTube, so subscribe if you'd like to get notifications or notified when something new comes up. Sorry, I sometimes have a tendency to splice words when I'm talking. I get ahead of myself and try to say two things at the same time. Sucks, but can't do anything about it. It's just how my brain works. So once again, thanks for watching. Do all the cool YouTube social media stuff that you can do, and I look forward to speaking to you again. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.